So this is an impromptu live stream right here. So today the Philadelphia Eagles move on to 4-0 for the first time since the 2004-2005 NFL season when we went on to win, we went on to Super Bowl, win the NFC Championship game and go on to play in Super Bowl 39. So we got the W at home. Sloppy game, but a win's a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 29-21. First, I'm going to have to share this stream right there. So I'm going to take 1 minute to share this stream right here and let people know that I'm streaming this right there because this is an impromptu live stream. I didn't know exactly when I was going to do it, but we'll give this 1 minute here so I can share and let people know that I'm live. So they can come in and join. So for anyone joining in, if you haven't done so, you haven't done so, drop a like, help out the algorithm. You're welcome to leave a comment in the live chat right there. So we're going to talk about this, give people another minute to go in. So I'm going to do this. But yeah, we're going to talk about this game right here. The Philadelphia Eagles get the win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 29-21. I mean, it was a sloppy win, but a win's a win nevertheless. So happy with that. I mean, early on we got down 14-0, and it was looking ugly there for a minute. But you know what? We pulled through and we still came out with the W, which is the thing that matters most. So give props to the Eagles on that right there. On a well-deserved win right here. So yes, shout out to them for that right there. And man, yeah, this game right here, obviously the running game did most of the work where you're obviously in sloppy weather. You were going to have some messy play going on right there. You were going to have some passes that were going to be off base right there. Jalen Hurts, he didn't have the greatest statistical day, but you know what? It doesn't matter in this case because we still got the W. And credit to our defense for stepping up here. They got a total of 5 takeaways in this game right here. I mean, we're talking right here. We had 4 fumbles by Trevor Lawrence, which we got turnover, which we got the ball off of all 4 times. And we did get an interception by James Bradbury. So that helped us out right there. And I said in one of my keys victory, we got to shut down the run. We did a pretty solid job of that. Because Etienne and Robinson, look, Travis Etienne Jr. was the leading runner with 32 yards. James Robinson only 29. They both got 8 carries each. Longest for James Robinson was 9 yards. That was his longest on the day. So that's a pretty good job by this defense stopping James Robinson to a longest of 9 yards on 8 carries for the game. And Travis Etienne Jr. 11 on 8 carries. That's a pretty solid job right there. And we only let Christian Kirk, so I got to give him props right there. Because obviously the run game was going to be key in a game like this right here, especially with the weather. Passing mechanics are going to be off. But you know what? We made it work, and that's what matters most right there. So, yes. So, credit to the Eagles for running the ball effectively. Miles Sanders, you know what? Obviously, we as Eagles fans, we've been hard on Miles Sanders at times, but we've also given him props where props is due. And also, you know what? He stepped up, and he did a good job there running the ball today. And that really helped us out offensively with momentum. And we kept feeding Miles Sanders the ball. 27 carries, 134 yards, long at 35. Got 2 rushing touchdowns on the day for Miles Sanders. Even Trey Sermon, the replacement for Boston Scott, got 2 carries, 19 yards, long 14. So, hey, that worked right there. We also got a rushing touchdown from Jalen Hurts as well, where he did a good job holding on the ball. He didn't fumble. So credit to them right there. So credit to this team right there. They still found ways to get it done, mainly running the ball. But you know what? If the passing game isn't all the way there, you turn to the run game and you use that to your advantage. And that's exactly what we did here in this game right here. We used the run game to our advantage. So you know what? It helps right there. I mean, as far as Doug Peterson goes, look, I was happy to see that Doug Peterson has the Jacksonville Jaguars looking like a solid team right here. We came into this, obviously. Some of us appreciate Doug Peterson, so there was that aspect of it. But when it came time to play the game, we were here to win. Make no mistake about it. I mean, first quarter, it looked a little ugly right there. We had the interception right there, the pick 6. Got the Jaguars on the board. We had Jordan Mailata left the game due to an injury. I mean, yeah, so we had that right there. I mean, Darius Slay Jr., we didn't have him, but you know what? We still found a way to get the win. We still had enough talent there to get the dub right there. Yeah, TJ Edwards had total 6 tackles. Hassan Riddick had some tackles. Yeah, and 2 test sacks as well. So even some of the other guys like Riddick, TJ Edwards, James Bradbury with the pick showed up. We also got Kaiser White, Joshua Scott, who was taking Avonte Mack's place, deflected some passes. And we took advantage of turnovers too. So it was all enough for the win right here. But what we're seeing right now with this team right here, yes, and that's indeed true. Exactly. The running game, as I was saying, was a big factor, though. Yep, that's that. Facts. Facts. And right. So yes, what we did though, we did enough right here between the defense right there. We shut down the Jaguars' run game right there, which played a big factor right there. So that helped us out right there. And we took advantage of the turnovers. Yes, Trevor Lawrence's sloppy mechanics holding onto the ball did help us out, but you know what? We took advantage of it. We took advantage of the other team's mistakes, and we won the game because of it. So that helps us out too right there. We ran the ball effectively too. So we did what we needed to do to win this game right here. And great teams always find ways to win, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the weather, regardless of whether it was a sloppy game or not. They find ways to win. Whether it be taking advantage of other teams' mistakes, doing a great job passing the ball, controlling time of possession, getting pressure to the QB, whatever the case may be. Great teams always find ways to win, regardless of the weather, regardless of the team they're playing, the circumstances, little rest, no rest, bye week, whatever the case may be, always find ways to come through and win. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they found ways to come through and win today. Regardless, they were down early, but you know what? Didn't stop them. Eagles still came back. They still tied it up, eventually took control of the game. And you know what? It all worked out in their favor right there. And ultimately, in the end, we got the W. I mean, sure, and some people are going to say, oh, it's only the Jaguars. But you know what? Some people, there's those people go, I don't care, because they're going to say stuff no matter what. No matter what we do, they're going to say, oh, it's only the Jaguars. Or if we play the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, oh, you played an overrated team with their backup quarterback. Oh, or it's only the Vikings on prime time where Cousins is the worst primetime QB. They're haters. Let them hate all they want to. They're going to say something no matter what. So you know what? I'm not even going to bother with them because then it's not even worth the time. But you know what? We're winning games. That's what counts most. And right now, we're the only undefeated team in the NFL. All these other teams right here have lost games at some point. Okay, the Miami Dolphins lost on Thursday night. But even other teams, the Buffalo Bills have lost the game. Baltimore Ravens blew 2 leads. Even the Packers lost week 1, and currently that game's tied up at 24. For anyone wondering, the Packers-Patriots tied up at 24. But hell, even the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Colts last week. So all these teams are losing, but guess what? We're still finding ways to win. And now here we see, it's only the Jaguars who run a 3-4 and boast Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker as edge rushers. The Jaguars with a great front 7, and we stopped their front 7. Yep, we still came through and won. And the Jaguars, they're a better team than they were last year. Their 2-2 record may not say it, but they're certainly better than they were last year. You see the way Doug Peterson's coaching that team. He's got that team believing in itself here. Okay, that defense is stepping up this year. So, and they came to play. And credit to the Jacksonville Jaguars, they came to play today. They did come to play. I mean, yeah. So they put up a fight. They got up on us 14-0, and even late in the game, they scored a touchdown to make it closer. So they were still going out there trying to play to win. So credit to the Jaguars for going out there playing and giving it their all, too. So, we came out with the W. And the Jaguars, you know what? They're a pretty solid team, actually. And getting back to another thing, too, with the Minnesota Vikings, people saying it's only the Minnesota Vikings. They look like a pretty decent unit so far, the Vikings do. For those of you that are going to talk about that Week 2 matchup and say it's only the Vikings, I mean, they are 3-1 themselves. So the Eagles have beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are probably going to win the AFC South, in my opinion. So you can put that in the books. And then you can also put, we beat the Minnesota Vikings, who might end up being a playoff team, possibly a team we could see in the playoffs again. It's through our first 4 weeks right there. So, right. And I decided to show that because that's a great point. I thought that James Robinson, NTN, I was more, one of my main keys to victory in my preview was to stop the run. And the reason why is because, and to your point, that James Robinson, right, was one of the better running backs so far this season. And I clearly thought they had a chance at running the ball effectively against us. And that's why I felt we have to stop the run. And you know what? We did do that. And that certainly played a factor in this game. It certainly helped us keep advantage and stay in control of the game. We were able to run the ball better than them. That was one of the key contributing factors, especially in a bad weather game like this. That's what we did. And you know what? The Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, man, I'm telling you, if any Jaguars fans do end up coming into this stream or they happen to see this after it's recorded, your QB's got to do a better job holding on that ball if you want this guy to be your franchise quarterback. I'm telling you, though. I'm just throwing it out there. He fumbled the ball 4 times, and we recovered all 4 times. 5 turnovers by a quarterback. Man, the Jaguars they'll probably still win their division in spite of that this year, but if he's going to be the face of a franchise that's going to lead this team somewhere big in the future, he's going to have to clean up on that. I'm just saying, that's still on my mind. Yeah, exactly. And the Jaguars, and you're right, I'm surprised they didn't try to run the ball more. And they did try a little bit, but I guess once we were able to stop them. They kind of were a little bit, I don't know, what am I looking to say? I guess once we started to stop them a little bit, they decided to try to rely on the passing game a little bit more. I guess they figured, with Avonte Maddox being out and no Darius Slay, that they could do a better job passing the ball. That's what I'm thinking they were trying to do. They thought, oh, no Darius Slay, no Avonte Maddox, let's try passing the ball on these guys. And obviously it didn't work for them now, did it? But that's great for us because that helped us win. So matters right there. But you know what? Hey, we did what we needed to do. We got more first down, so we controlled the time of possession right there, and we certainly ran the ball better. Penalties, we kept them to a minimum in this game, so that's good right there. Hey, Philly Sports Rep, thank you for coming in as well, along with Night Ings. So thanks to both of you for coming in. Now, just talking about the game right now. We're going to give an overview about. So far, I was pretty impressed with what I saw. Hey, yep, we did pull one out. And Philly halftime, thank you for joining in. So we got some people rocking on the stream right here. What I'm about to do in a second right here, some of you guys want to join in and chat. I'm going to put the link to the StreamYard in the live chat so you guys can join me if you want to. Hold up one moment. That way we can turn this into a chat right here if you guys want to join in. And let's see. Got an update. Broncos scored. I didn't see the score. What is the score again? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. So if you guys want to join in and then turn this into a multi-person chat, there's the link. You guys are more than welcome to join in. We can talk some Eagles football. Hell, we could even talk about some of the other games going on. Okay, so it's 22-25 pending the PAT right there. Okay, so the Raiders. Okay, so the Raiders are up, but the Broncos could make it a 2-point game pending the PAT. Okay, so yep. So you guys are more than welcome to join in. You want to chat about the game, or if you want to just chat about football in general, you're more than welcome to join in. We can keep this thing going. But right now, obviously, we have other games going on, so we might talk about that a little bit as well. So I'm about to pull up my browser. Actually, I'm about to turn on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my TV for a second. I'm going to mute the microphone because it'll be so. That way, because I got my volume still on my TV, so I'm going to mute that till a second till I mute the TV. Okay, so yep. So right now, what I'm doing is I just turned on the TV, and the Packers just scored a touchdown against the Patriots, barring any penalties. So I just muted it for a second while I was turning on. Oh wait, they're ruling no catch. They're ruling that he didn't maintain possession coming to the ground. So it's gonna be 4th and 8 for the Packers. 2:02 right there in the Packers Patriots game, tied 24 apiece. Just shy of the 2-minute warning. So right now, hey, we're the only undefeated team in the NFL. It feels good right there to know that. This is the first time since 2004 this Philadelphia Eagles team has been, oh yeah, 4-0. So, right, we know where that went last time. We went to the Super Bowl. We fell short that time, but we made up for it in Super Bowl 52 to some degree. And wait a minute, right now, okay, so it's 20. So back to this point, yes, it is officially 23-25 Raiders. Broncos did make the extra point. So right now, even though this is an Eagles recap, starting to talk a little bit about some of the other games going through the live chat right here. And if anyone does want to join in on the stream, there's the link. You're more than welcome to join if you want to, anyone. But yeah, so right now, happy that the Eagles won right there. It was a sloppy game, but a win's a win right there. And you know what? Hey, we keep finding ways to win games. So as long as we're continuing to win games, that's what matters most right now. The more wins we get, the more we build momentum. We're up to 4 straight wins. So we just keep that momentum building, keep those wins coming. And that's what counts right there. And let's see. The credit to the Jacksonville Jaguars for playing a good game. They at least tried. They gave it everything they had. But you know what? We still came out with the W right there. And now we're moving on. Yes, Yep, that's correct. Yep. We made it to Super Bowl 39 against the Patriots. We fell short 24-21, but you know what? At this point, that's a thing of the past, so not worried about it. We're in a different situation. And then next week, we got the Arizona Cardinals at 4:25. And speaking of the Cardinals, they're actually playing right now. So I'm going back to NFL.com. Check out the score. They're winning against the Panthers 26-16, 118 left. So if they win that game, they'll be up to 2-2. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, facts. Halftime, because I saw, yep, I certainly pointed it out and got to give them credit right there. Yep, absolutely. I mean, you're right. You shut down one of the top running games in the NFL going into this week. And that's exactly what we did. And we still got a pick too. And, we recovered all 4 of the Trevor Lawrence's fumbles. So, yeah, our defense stepped up. And this defense is the best defense we've seen in years with this Eagles team. Really, this is best defense since the Super Bowl run right now. I mean, we're getting pressure on quarterbacks constantly. We're getting turnovers. And we're keeping them, we're keeping their points down to a minimum. We had weeks 2 and 3. We kept the Minnesota Vikings and Washington Commanders respectively to under 10 points in both games. Even this game, we kept the Jaguars, only to 21. We second and third quarter, we shut them out. So obviously this defense is doing a damn good job right now, doing what it needs to do to shut teams down. Even in this game, no Avonte Maddox, no Darius Slay, we still found a way to make it happen. So I don't know who's going to be sleeping on this Eagles defense now. I mean, the only narrow-minded haters are going to be sleeping on this defense at this point. Even some people that were critics but not necessarily haters would have to give the Eagles defense credit right there. Because there's a difference between hating and critics. But even some of the harsher critics that aren't necessarily haters, we got to give our defense credit and be like, you know what? this Eagles defense is proving something right there. And absolutely, yep. Kudos to Miles Sanders. I mean, hey, if he can have more games like this, he might be worthy of an extension, though. And so far with Miles Sanders, I kind of see like a Tiki Barber in Miles Sanders. Like for those of you guys that remember Tiki Barber, where because he was a good runner, but he had trouble with fumbles. And Miles Sanders, there's a little bit of that with him right there, where sometimes he does have trouble holding on to the ball, and he sometimes fumbles, but he can run good. So there's a little bit of that I see in Miles Sanders. But today he was on point right there. And Jalen Hurts, he ran a little bit more, considering the passing mechanics weren't. The weather wasn't the most favorable day for passing, but you know what? We still found a way to do it. We ran effectively, which always plays a key in football no matter what. Running the ball effectively will always help a team. Always. And that's what we did today. So, there's another kind of missed. It was a great defensive game. Don't forget how our running game in the rain did. Yep. The passing game gave us big yardage too, but the running game got us the scores. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. We had 3 what was it? 3 or 4 touchdowns on the ground again. No, Miles Sanders 2. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell. And yeah, we had 4 touchdowns on the ground. That's right. Yeah, 4. That's right. So yes, that was definitely good performance by this run game right there. But it seems like this season, every time I've come into a game worried about something, worried we're going to have trouble stopping the run, guess what? We find a way to do it. Every time, I came into week 2 against the Vikings concerned, but you know what? We exceeded expectations. Yep, Mitch, that's right. Let's go. I will see you Tuesday for those of you that don't know. So I'll be on MK Headlines on Tuesday. We're going to talk more about the Eagles. So you guys can check out that episode MK Headlines on Tuesday where I'll be his guest. Thanks for coming in. Yep. And as of right now, we still got some people in here. If you guys want to hear me talk a little bit about some other stuff that's going on in football, some scores, I'll do that while you guys are still, if you want to hear me do that. So today we had, in the Cowboys, though, within our division, we had the Cowboys beat Washington 25-10. That's not really much of a surprise. I mean, we pretty much figured it was the Cowboys. It was the Commanders. We knew the Cowboys were going to win, but their 3-1 streak doesn't scare me at all right now. Because who have they beaten? They beat a struggling Cincinnati Bengals. While they have played a little bit better recently. Yep. And yes, Jonathan Gannon certainly has been blitzing way more this year. That could be a contributing factor of both Jonathan Gannon learning and the talent around him. So that's a contributing factor of both right there. Facts right there. But yeah, I mean, we have into the talent too. That's another thing I give credit for on this team. I mean, just the talent on both sides of the ball this year. A lot better than it was last year. A lot better as a whole. And certainly we're showing that the talent is actually paying off because, sometimes you get those teams where the talent looks good, but the results aren't there. So going into the season, I was thinking, okay, we got the talent there. All the hype's in our favor, but let's actually make it happen. And now that we're actually there, we're seeing it happen. We're seeing this is not just a bunch of big names that sound like a scary team on paper. No. We're actually delivering results. We are actually going out there delivering results. You don't have to blitz to get sacks and create pressure. There are other methods of doing that, though. But the blitz always helps, though. It does. It always helps, especially even if you don't get sacks, you can always force the quarterback to make bad throws. That's what we saw week 2 with Kirk Cousins on that Monday night game. We didn't always get to sack him, but we got pressure on him. We forced him to get rid of the ball and forced them to throw bad passes, and it worked in our favor. So, yeah, that's definitely something. So it is something that helps, though, and has been a contributing factor all season. As long as it continues to work, we're going to do it. We're certainly going to do it if it keeps working. And now next week, we got the Arizona Cardinals in hand. And as of right now, last time I checked, they were up against the Panthers, and they did win. So the Arizona Cardinals are 2-2 going into next week's matchup. So we got them. We got all the momentum going in our favor there. I mean, look, we've gotten, and we know with the Cardinals, we're definitely going to need to probably focus on. I mean, I'm not scared with the Cardinals at all, run game wise, because they're probably a passing team anyway. And if we can get pressure on the QBs, continue to do it the way we've been doing it next week against the Cardinals, oh, we're definitely going to get to Kyler Murray. Definitely. We keep playing the way we've been playing. That's for sure next week. And we can talk more. I'm going to definitely talk more about that later this week. But hey, while we're still in here, while we're talking, Eagles football, that's what I'm going to do. And the Eagles, man. Yeah, I mean, this defense, it's like, I'm really impressed by this team defense right here. I had my question marks going into the season. Even with the talent around them, I'm like, if you're watching a game of the Cardinals, they playing like trash. I didn't actually see it. Right now, I got the Patriots Packers on. 25 seconds and counting in the fourth quarter. Patriots are punting it deep in their own territory. They're going to try to chew as much time off the play clock as possible. So that's a game that might be going to overtime right there. And I don't know. And there's a delay of the game against the Patriots on a punt with 14 seconds left, tied at 24. So no, I'm not actually watching the Cardinals game. I know they got the W, but they got the W against the Carolina Panthers, though. So not necessarily what I'd call a statement win. So let's see. We should blitz, but with Hassan as our linebackers, with our linebacker off the edge, we use him a lot going off the edge, and we got some really nice pressure with him. And let's see. And I'm not sure if that was an all-out blitz or not, but we naturally had Hassan off the edge. But you know what? It's still working, though. So as long as it's still working, we're going to keep doing what's working for us. So there's no reason to go away from that right there if it's working in our favor. But you know what? All this talent around us is working out one way or another. Everyone's playing their role effectively. From Hassan Reddick to the guys up front, to the secondary, and it's helping us win games. So it's good right there. And the blitz has certainly helped us. I mean, last year, the lack of pressure on QBs really hurt us in games against teams with above average or elite quarterbacks. Like last year, you remember, like when we weren't really getting pressure on guys like Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady. Who else comes to mind that we didn't, we didn't get pressure on those guys? Mahomes, guys that were either above average or elite. It hurt us a lot last year in those games. But now this year, we're doing a much better job with that. And it's really a difference this year, too, as well as the talent. But the talent certainly a role. The talent knows how to get to the quarterback. The talent knows how to shut down the defenders. So that's certainly playing a key role as well in us turning things around this year. I'm not saying that it isn't working. I'm just saying naturally Hassan as our weak side linebacker, our strong side linebacker is helping us with the rush, even if we don't blitz. Yep, and Hassan Reddick, Hassan Reddick is certainly a contributing factor to this team as well. Right, I knew he'd be when he came in here, and now here he is making a difference right here. And right now, if you guys hear any steps going on right now, I'm going to have to go up the stairs and plug in my computer to charge it because my battery's running out. I'm still going to stream this a little bit, but I'm going to have to plug this in right now before the battery runs out. But yeah, right now. Hold up 1 second. Okay, so right now, I got it plugged in right now. So I'm still here right now, but yeah, right now we got this thing rocking. We're up to over 30 minutes. We got 6 people in here. Let's see, we got 8 likes on YouTube. We're doing pretty good with this right here. So yeah, I'm going to keep this thing going. Hey, as long as you guys are engaging and enjoying this, I'm going to keep this thing going. Sean Riddick has to stop. I think you mean Hassan Riddick. I don't know if it changed it, but I'm saying Hassan Riddick has to stop going out to your tight ends and running backs. You need to keep on going out to the quarterback. I mean, hey, but to be fair, so far we got guys that are going at the quarterback thus far, and it's working out in our favor. So as long as it's helping us, I mean, unless something isn't working right, we need to change it. I don't feel like we necessarily need to change it. And what else do we got? And we run a 4-3. 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. This scheme is best known for creating a pass rush without blitzing. We don't need to blitz a lot to create But yeah, with that though, 4 defensive linemen, you got more linemen, you got a better chance at getting to the quarterback quicker with more linemen than linebackers. So that obviously plays a contributing factor right there. But everything's all working out so far though. This defense, I mean, this system we're running, the talent we have around us, it's working out great for us. And I can't emphasize enough how well this is working out for us. I mean, it's helping us win some games here. I just need a sip of water real quick. That's what that was. But yeah, big credit to this defense. I mean, yeah, the 4-3 is really working out for us. Going great in our favor. I mean, Jonathan Gannon was a guy we came into this season with. All of us as Eagles fans, we had him on our hot seat like, hey, you better do something with this talent around you or that's it, you're gone. And after week 1, at first, we were kind of like, what was that against the Lions? But now that I look at it, obviously the Lions have a pretty good offense. And one more subject, you know what the Lions remind me of? The 04 Kansas City Chiefs. You guys remember that year in 04 where the Chiefs, they had a good offense, but their defense was terrible and they lost a lot of close, high-scoring games? That's what the Detroit Lions remind me of right now. A little bit like the 04 Kansas City Chiefs thus far, because they're scoring a lot of points, but they're losing a lot of close games. So that's what I see with the Detroit Lions thus far. But the point I was saying is, yeah, we were all looking at Jonathan again like, what is he doing? But you know what? Hey, now that we think about it, it makes sense. We're playing one of the better offenses. But now weeks 2, 3, and 4, we've clearly seen this defense come along. It's looking a lot better right now. But you know what? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes young and experienced coaches and young and experienced talents, they go through growing pains. They make their mistakes early on. Sometimes they have to learn and get better as time, get better. And that's what we're seeing right now with the Eagles, especially with this defense, with Jonathan Gannon. They had, they went through some growing pains. They made a lot of mistakes early, but they've gotten better as time goes along, and we're seeing the results come together this year. So I'm actually happy to see them turn things around. I mean, a few months ago, I didn't think I'd be speaking a whole lot positively about Jonathan Gannon, but you know what? He's earned my respect. This defensive scheme they put together, it's a good job right here. So got to give credit where credit's due to Jonathan Gannon. I feel like week after week, they're proving it right here. Minnesota Vikings, and then the Washington Commanders last week. I mean, even though it was the Washington Commanders, but hey, you're supposed to shut down an offense like that. And that's what they did. And then this week against the Jaguars, hey, we did a good job. We shut down the run game right there. So credit to this defense right there. Awesome performance right there. And to the running game right there. That's the main things to give credit to, the defense in the running game. And you got Jordan Davis. Interior defensive lineman. Hey, he's the guy. Right, that's why a lot of people considered it a win right there with him. And he's certainly proven it right now that we certainly made the right choice drafting him with our first pick at number 12. And you know what? Salute to Jordan Davis for living up to the hype right there. just all around, there's a lot of positive things I can say right here about this defense, man. From the Talons, the Jordan Davises, the Javon Hargreaves, the Kazir Whites, the James Bradburys, the Son Reddicks. I can just continue to name drop some guys right now. Brandon Graham's come back from that ACL injury, showing he's still a factor. Fletcher Cox, these guys are still factors right here. So even the veterans, they're still factors right there. So there's plenty of guys in this defense. TJ Edwards, just plenty of guys I can give credit to right there for doing well here and helping us out through these first 4 games on the defensive side of the ball. So shout out to this defense. Shout out to Jonathan Gannon for doing a good job, man. And you know what? Yes. We did miss Avonte Maddox and Darius Slade, but the fact, yes, that is true. But however, the fact we still played good even without those guys goes to show you just how good this defense is. That you can go a game without Avonte Maddox and a Darius Slade and still go out there and put up a good defensive performance. This is clearly one of the best Eagles defenses we're seeing in a long time. You know what? And Joshua Scott, you know what? Yeah. You know what? Joshua Scott, yep. Not a great performance today, but at this point, I'm not going to harp on that too much because the good outweighs the bad in this case. So we'll hope Avonte Maddox comes back. So this isn't something that we have to worry about sometime down the line. But as of today, hey, all was good with the defense. Too many good things to say about the defense today, or I'm not going to really harp on that. So I'm just happy with what's going on right here. So, hey, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. 4-0. We're the best team in the NFC. We had the NFC Player of the Month for September, Offensive Player of the Month, and NFC Defensive Player. So, you know what? I'm happy right now with where this Eagles team is right now, headed into Week 5, going against the Arizona Cardinals next Sunday. So, salute to the Eagles, man. Awesome performance right there. And great job with the running game by Miles Sanders. Hey, we got their victory right here. And credit to Doug Peterson. He brought the Jaguars to play. But guess what? We still got the better of them. I'm running out of things to say right now. So to everyone that joined in, thank you for joining in. I had a lot of fun doing this. Dynasty Unitings, Philly halftime, Philly wrap. Thank you to everyone that joined in to come into the live chat. I enjoyed having you guys in here, enjoyed having you guys rocking with the stream. It was a lot of fun. And come Tuesday, I will be on MK Headlines right there, where I will be talking some more Eagles football with Mitch Kovsky on MK Headlines. So be tuned in for that. So thank you everyone that tuned in. Fly, Eagles, fly. So if you guys get the chance to check out that MK Headlines episode on Tuesday, certainly check it out on Mitch Kovsky's channel. So for now, that's all I got to say right now. So obviously you want to harp on that because you feel Nightings, you say, nah, I want to harp on that. I'm very happy we won, but we can't afford to have Max out for a while. Obviously, yeah, we can't afford to have some of these key guys out for a while. Right now, though, it's like, obviously, as the season goes along, we definitely need all of our guys in there as the season goes along. When playoff seeds are on the line late in the season, when it comes playoff time, Maddox is certainly a better option at this point. You're absolutely correct about that. And we're definitely going to need him in the long haul over Joshua Scott. Definitely, for sure. You're absolutely right about it. So I understand the skepticism right there and why you feel that it's a concern right there. I absolutely understand. And that's a very valid, and that is a valid point. I'll give you that. So you got a valid point there. So really, that's all I really got to say right there. So everyone that tunes in, again, thank you for tuning in. I had a lot of fun doing this stream right there. Fly, Eagles, fly. We're 4-0. Bring on the Arizona Cardinals. If you guys get the chance to check out MK Headlines on Tuesday, where I'll be appearing as a guest, check it out. Snicky C signing off. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Signing out, and I'll be back soon.